Do you still audition for roles, or now they come to you basis on your work in the past?
I'm not against auditioning at all. I mean, I do feel that certain times you don't need to audition if there's a lot of body of work that you can see. But still, I'm not against auditioning at all. So I never feel offended. In fact, feel great to audition because you have to see how an actor might be good or bad or fine, whatever. But to see them in that particular character, sometimes you need that.
I love giving auditions, but I've done too many of them. And I've had too many rejections over the span of last decade or so. So I'm not putting myself through this trauma all over again.
Hi, everybody. I'm Sakshma Srivastav, your host, and welcome to ENOW. I hope all of you who are watching the show from your homes are happy and healthy. I hope you're taking all the precautions while stepping out in the middle of the pandemic. Now, I have a bevy of talent on my show today. The team of India's first ever science fiction show, OK Computer. Among the team, I have Neil and Pooja, who are the co-directors of the show, and in the cast, I have Radhika Apte and Vijay Varma. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Hi. Now, first question to Radhika. I was watching one of your. It's okay, you can drink. It's all chill. It's a video call. So I was watching one of your interviews for research, and you said that usually when you get a script, you take your time to read it, and you probably thought you take a week to read the script of OK Computer, but you then finished it in one sitting, which means it was very, very interesting and very intriguing. Can you tell me what really got you hooked? Was it the concept? Was it your character? And what was the most interesting part of this process?
It's a whodunit, right? So that's always interesting when you're reading a whodunit. You want to know who's done it. So I think that was the first winner. Secondly, it was just a very bizarre situation, something that we never come across. So it was even more. I was even more curious to know what has exactly happened, and where they're taking us with this idea and the script. And it was a very bizarre comedy, and I mean bizarre in the best possible way. It was really weird and strange things, and just the ideas and some things that kept happening were some things that I've never imagined or thought of. So it was very entertaining, and the characters were very caricaturish in certain ways, yet very real. And so I was just completely taken aback by the mixture of all these things. Like, it was a comedy, there was sci-fi, it was a mockumentary, and it was quite brave, I thought. And so I read the whole thing in one sitting.
That's really cool. To the directors, Neil and Pooja, I heard that you guys were in the process of writing 6 sci-fi scripts when you were approached for this. What is this love that you have for sci-fi? Do you think India is ready to pull this genre off? Because a lot of people say we don't have the resources and the team and the talent to do that. But now that you guys are so into it, do you think India is absolutely ready to pull this genre off and do justice to it?
Yeah, of course, India is. I think we always have like a dearth of talent, and there are like a lot of people who have like a lot of science fiction ideas as well. It's only a matter of like having the right resources and having the right sort of support for it. And this is not only like having a studio or a platform support, it's also having audience support. So it sort of works hand in hand, like nothing works in isolation.
So what about you, Neil? Do you have the same opinion as her?
Yes, absolutely. And our main resources is the audience, and the audience is super ready to take something like this and run with it. And we've seen in the past where breakthrough content has sort of generated ownership in the audience, which is exactly what we are hoping for.
What you said is correct. Somewhere when India produces something like that, which has been consumed at an international level, it sort of has to compete with the juggernaut of international shows. So yes, I'm also very excited for you all. My next question to Vijay, before I ask you anything about this project, I have to tell you I'm a huge fan, and I love the way you act and perform. I am just like a huge fan. I have to tell you that.
Thank you so much.
I have to ask you that I think initially when you wanted to become an actor, your parents were not very supportive, and it was actually your friend who paid your fee for your formal acting education. Now that when they see you being part of amazing films and scripts, to be a part of them like Gully Boy, are they proud of you? Are they happy with your career choice?
They're very proud of me. And this time when I went home for Diwali, I had like 5 or 6 nieces and nephews play my bouncers on streets, and they're like, "Don't come near mama without the mask," and all that was happening. It was adorable. but I go back home and I'm treated like a absolute nobody, which I also particularly enjoy. and I still like, they're like, you came late, so there's no food for you, and all that still happens. So so they're proud of me, but my father is like, okay, so if things don't go well for you in Bombay, the business is still here. So that never changes.
Right. Now, both of you, Radhika and you, Vijay, are sharing the screen with Jackie sir this time. A lot of people say, actors who have worked with him before that, he's such a good actor and he has somewhat of an intimidating personality because he's so powerful, when he comes and stands in front of you. Is it maybe a little intimidating as actors? Do you get nervous before sharing the screen with? What is it like?
Not at all. He's actually like, he has that image or that persona in the media and whatever we've heard, that he's like a very acceptable person, a person who really enjoys, and somebody who's actually rooted into his belong. Like he stays true to where he started, and he never gave up on that. He's that guy who still says Bidu after 40 years, and he's somebody who embraces new people like nobody else. So it wasn't intimidating at all. In fact, it was a lot more fun because he's absolutely like a child on set. And Neil and Pooja would be able to tell you more about it, but not intimidated at all. Yeah. I mean,
Radhika,
he wasn't wearing a piece of garment, but I was still not intimidated.
Radhika, I feel, had a complaint that, I wanted more scenes with Jackie sir. Right?
Yeah, we didn't have anything actually, just one shot, not even one shot. Like, I think I go and I just get overwhelmed with his presence and I just come out.
That happens. Now, Pooja and Neil, as directors, I have to ask you let's talk about casting a little bit, because a lot of directors say that when you have cast the right actors in the right role, half your job is done because they're so much like the characters that you need and require to do justice to the script. What was your idea behind casting these three pivotal people, Vijay, Radhika, and Jackie sir? What do you think was something that was exactly what you needed in them?
We were extremely fortunate to work with tremendous actors like Radhika, Vijay, Jackie, Kani, Kusruti. They are tremendous drama actors as well. And you know how in comedy they say that comedy is tragedy plus time. We knew that we had the tragedy / drama part of it spot on. We just needed time to make the comedy. Which is essentially what happened. And we also lucked out. This is a privilege to work with this is both Pooja and my first project. To work with artists like these guys, it's been a tremendous honor and privilege.
Yeah, look at what a cast you've assembled. Each one is better than the other. Wow. Now coming to the actors, because we've touched on the process of auditioning, I have to ask you, the process of auditioning is very different here versus international. For example, there even the biggest of superstars give auditions for roles. In India, do you guys still audition? Like, I'll ask Radhika, for example, for now. Do you still audition for roles, or now they come to you basis on your work in the past?
In India, I don't audition as much, but sometimes if you're doing a show for a particular platform, it's sometimes their requirement that they need things to be on tape because their offices are somewhere else in the world. So that is, you have to audition. I'm not against auditioning at all. I mean, I do feel that certain times you don't need to audition if there's a lot of body of work that you can see. But still, I'm not against auditioning at all. So I never feel offended. I, in fact, feel great audition, because you have to see how an actor might be good or bad or fine, whatever, but to see them in that particular character, sometimes you need that. I mean, and sometimes people are just like completely lack imagination altogether. And then they keep auditioning also. So there are two sides to it. But
right. What about Vijay? Do you still audition? And is it nerve-wracking still?
I've got that letter from Amitabh Bachchan saying that you did good job in Gully Boy. And then I decided not to audition after that. So.
What? What nonsense? You don't audition anymore?
No, I don't know. I'm like, I like your project, but I won't do it because you don't trust me. You want to try me. I'm like, I'm really willing to give you the time. Even with these guys, I said I need a lot of time with you guys before I even shoot. So I know that I'm not prepared for your part, but I will get there. And we spent a lot of time. We did a lot of test shoots. Like before we eventually shot, we did test shoots where they put me in different outfits and different scenarios, and we played it out several times before for even them to realize that I can do it, and for me also to understand if I can do it or how do I improve upon what is not working. So I'm okay to go through the process of finding something, but I don't want to go and prove somebody that I can do the job.
A lot of actors do say that when they perform in a closed room without the set and the characters and the costume, it is very hard to get into the character.
I mean,
and you might not do as well.
I know it's not a difficult process for me. I love giving auditions, but I've done too many of them, and I have and I've had too many dejections and rejections over the span of last decade or so. So I'm not putting myself through this trauma all over again. So that's the thing. I decided it because I don't want to do it anymore. I don't need to. I'm getting enough work.
I have to ask you, like something like Pooja said was that it's very important to maintain a very happy environment while shooting a comedy, because that kind of translates into the performance and you can see it on screen. As actors, Vijay and Radhika, did you make sure that even if there was something going on in your personal life, any kind of personal troubles, when you come on set, you leave that behind because you have to be happy from within to do justice to a comedy, situational comedy?
I was playing Sergeant Kundu, who is mostly like angry and unhappy and and very very
angry
haggard.
and happy. Is he like a sadu? Like a sadu?
Yeah, he's a sadu. He's a sadu. He's absolutely a sadu to another level. Like he comes and people stop talking and they leave the room. That kind of a personality. So I didn't have to be very happy in life to play that. But yeah, but I was constantly breaking my character and laughing a lot because it's just impossible to keep a straight face when you have such incredible lines being thrown by comic talent in the frame.
I know what you're saying. It means it's not like your character's jumping around and making people laugh. The comedy lies in the writing, the situations, right?
Yeah, his seriousness. Yeah, he's very serious about this. So that in itself is a bit of a humor.
Poor guy. What about you, Radhika? Monitoring your moods while coming on the set of a comedy film, did that happen?
Not really, because again, even my character, she's just basically angry all the time.
What's with these characters? Why are they so pissed?
But I do believe that I think if you are doing comedy, I think to be in a better mood and not in a bit of a lighter and in a happier mood probably helps. Having said that, I mean, you have very little control over how your day starts normally. And once one actor told me that, however the day and the journey has been so far, when he reaches set, he tries to use all of it in his performance. And I think that is true for even comedy. I mean, I think in fact, if you've had a bad day and you're trying to do comedy and trying to sort of look at your day in that perspective, everything might just suddenly become funny. So you can also use it the other way around.
That's a different twist to it. Very well said, Radhika. All right. Thank you to all of you for joining me on ENOW. It was a lovely conversation. I wish all of you all the very best. Please keep taking more risks, giving us more fresh content. I hope you keep entertaining us for many, many years to come. All the best for OK Computer.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Bye. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.